I built this thing called OrangeCheck, which is probably a bad name because others, including Michael Saylor, have created protocols that are a different thing that is also called OrangeCheck, which is not this thing. Okay, so why did I create this? I have a vision of a sovereign web where we own our own identities and we can have accounts on services, including all of that data, and we can choose to disclose which parts of that data we want to reveal. So, for instance, if I want to be completely private, I can do that. I can have an account, I can use services, and they will understand that my identity has value, has importance, has energy density, because specifically it's on top of Bitcoin. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean we're writing anything to the chain, okay? This is using Bitcoin as it was intended, as a lean monetary protocol. However, lean monetary protocols, money, have usages, as we all know. Money can help us purchase things. Money can help us store our time life value. Money can also act as a backing for what we can call an identity or a stake or a reputation. It's really kind of unclear. But the point that is clear is that simply by creating this decentralized account structure via the same mechanisms of which you are probably used to with your email address, etc., you can begin to share your stake in the game. So, for instance, and this is just one example of how this mechanism might be implemented and might work through OrangeCheck. There could be a message board or a forum that says, hey, you have to have X number of sats to be a member here, okay? So you create this account, you log in, and if you don't have your account associated with an address that has that number of sats for a given time unspent, then you're denied. So what we're really doing is giving an energy density value on the scarcest, most secure system on Earth, on top of this system, to provide this substrate of intention, of signaling. And what this effectively does is solve for the Sybil problem. Let's see if I can describe this well. Basically, the Sybil problem in terms of the web is it's really cheap and easy to create a lot of accounts. Bots can go out and automate thousands of account creations. And so we do things like require a multi-factor authentication or a cell phone number to verify. And what these side channels really are, or what they equate to, is energy density, meaning the time, life, energy it takes to spin up these accounts to create, real meaning, real value. And the simple problem is that you can just, beyond limit, create numerous accounts, and you can fake any system to take advantage of whatever resource that can be drained. Okay, so what this does is it ties your normal account structure to a Bitcoin address that you assign value to by putting sats in, whatever number you choose. You're not spending, you're not transferring, no one receives it but you. And you attest or link that to an identity. That could be an email address, that could be a GitHub handle, it could be literally anything you want. There's a protocol that describes the structure. Anyhow, the challenging part is finding integrators. One day my vision is that we will have sites like X, any of the socials where your account can't be banned. In fact, it's just purely impossible based on this decentralized logistic. So anyway, obviously Nostr accomplishes some of these goals, but the onboarding problem into Nostr is relatively complicated for most people. So yeah, I mean, I'm learning how to describe all of this, and I will continue to provide updates. But the start is this protocol. And on top of this protocol are these additional layers. that kind of provide other value statements, but they all use the same base core principle, which is a BIP-322 verification, which just means your Bitcoin wallet signs to prove that you in fact own the address that you say that you own. And then the verification protocol is just a combination of how long that those sats have been unspent times the value with an arbitrary score. And that score, it's up to the determination of any integrator who chooses to implement this as login. And as login, the protocol isn't login inherently, but I built this as an auth login system to make it easy for both builders and users to use the same flows that they're used to go about using websites, using apps. So yeah, that's it for now. It's almost it for now. I built some demonstration projects, which I'm calling products on top of it. One is like a password manager, which is pretty cool. It's completely end-to-end encrypted. There's no possible way that it can be hacked through a centralized provider. The other is a chat mechanism. Think Signal, except for on top of Bitcoin addresses. Another is like a crowdsourcing founder service. So you can list your projects or find projects that you want to signal your support for, or literally become a founding member of. And the other one I'm just tooling around with is just this Bitcoin analytics. Basically, I don't trade. I just stack sats. I don't really believe in technical analysis, or I don't care about it too much in regard to Bitcoin. It just provides you with this UI UX to see like all the indicators, on-chain indicators, stuff like that. Anyway, it's been real. I will continue to provide updates as I make them. I hope that this is somewhat useful and provides more value than my kind of vague daily post on the subject. All right, thank you.